Recording. Start recording. And go. Welcome. It's inside the amp file. 104? 104, man. This is the first time you've ever gotten it right in 104 episodes.
104 episodes. And now we're going to drink this delicious looking beer. What is
Thanks
it?
for opening because I totally forgot about that. Now, this is another great New York brewing company, Victor.
Explain it.
It's called Dirt Wolf, double IPA.
Dirt Wolf. That sounds like a good beer.
Victory for your taste. Darkly heroic. Tumulus lupulus.
Smells like pine needles.
Have empowered brews with bite and character since the 11th century.
So this is 900 years old, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Gross.
What do you think?
But it'd be 1,000 years old, this 11th century.
And you're somehow losing some from the bottle. I want to make sure this is recording, by the way, because I'm paranoid. I think I'm paranoid.
Still recording.
So how you doing, big guy? What's going on?
Pretty good except for all that foam. Delicious hoppy foam. It hasn't been too bad of a week. Had a little bro time with the boy because the babysitter took off. We had a decent Valentine's Day. We saw 50 Shades of Grey. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
With your son?
With my son, yes, of course. I'm like, don't you like this?
Bondage. Remember, girls like it.
How a baby
Just force
not
yourself
that way.
and abuse the girl.
Not made this way. Babies are not made right. What they're doing right there. No.
There's no possible way that can happen. It's not connecting correctly.
She's getting spanked. Does that mean she was bad? Yeah, I guess that's really what it's talking about. Yeah, it was. We had a good time. We went to Texas de Brazil, the Brazilian steakhouse.
Were you green the whole time? Green.
If you're bringing this up, I love being green. I want them to bring all the stuff over. Jess kept going, turn it over, because she was like getting nervous because she had to like take what they were giving her. I'm like, honey, you don't have to take it. Just say no. And she's like, yeah. I ate like 4 legs of lamb because she kept saying yes to them, and I had to take them from her. Which they were delicious, but it was good times. How about you, 3-Card Monty?
3-Card Monty, guys. Really good band. Be fun.
And now
we're cool old band t-shirts. Yeah.
It's like this band doesn't even play anymore.
You probably don't know where they are. They're very underground. I didn't.
His beard just grew out.
A lot of work this week. We're getting ready for next season, so basically what I do is I solidify everything on paper for people. So like other people pick the shows, I organize them so that we know what prices or when the shows are going on, like exactly what days they'll be on, and we can all look at them and be like, okay, well, look, this is when the shows are. Yay!
I need you to pick Rent for me next year.
I don't pick the shows, as I said.
That's what I'm saying. You need to go tell them.
If you want, I can give you the office number for artistic director.
Okay, give him.
He actually has no oversight. Is what
Rent!
I'm saying. We did Rent already.
I'd do it again. Why would you?
How do you document real life when... Okay, let's get to this. So, Matt,
you have more stuff than I do.
I do have a lot more stuff,
You have a lot of stuff.
So I'm going to go with something you probably don't have, Matt, because it's a Microsoft game.
I know.
Scream Ride is out. So Scream Ride
I have no clue what this is.
It's like a really cool roller coaster sim with like... if you remember the game Joe Danger...
Yeah.
It has very Joe Danger-esque things with it. Because, like, you know what? In Roller Coaster Tycoon, you really just built the roller coaster so you could have all the people fall off and die. But now you can do that for real and get points for it. And the Scream Ride is basically like it's an awesome 3-dimensional roller coaster sim, and you can do like really cool things with physics. You can do you can actually like explode. They have like demolition type things where you can like make the roller coaster fly off and hit a building and blow it up or something, and like fun stuff like that. And so Microsoft just put the demo out. But it's going to be on Xbox One and 360, hopefully PC someday, probably not. Okay. But it looks really fun. It looks like a really good game, like to pick up if they have like if it was on Steam or something, and it was like
Steam
a $20 sale or $30 even maybe. But
it's totally not making it over there.
She'll call her again. But that's okay. There's a little bit of her in there, so she can. Drink. And then she's gonna reach in front of the camera.
So SNL's 40th was on Sunday, dude. 40th anniversary of SNL. They had a 3.5-hour show. that was really, really good. I enjoyed it a lot.
I saw a couple clips of Celebrity
cameos.
Jeopardy.
Just seeing Eddie Murphy on there was worth it for me. And he didn't even do it like a skit. He just came on and like said hi, basically. But it was really cool.
This is one of your personal heroes, so it makes sense.
I love Eddie Murphy. They also had Chevy Chase just came on, said something, but just to see them was really cool.
Chevy Chase
was there. Eddie Murphy was there. Dan
like
Aykroyd.
everyone hates
Dan Aykroyd
me,
did a skit or two. He did at least one. Steve Martin did a skit.
What about a celebrity?
Martin Short
Betty
did a
White
skit.
was there.
Betty
And
White was
Cooper
there.
Making
Betty
out.
White was in the Californians. That's right. Californians. Which is the closest accent to Nick, by the way. Our little brother Nick.
That passes.
His closest accent
Tracks.
is Californian.
The tracks.
Oh, don't worry, I'm bringing it up. Don't worry, it's in there.
It already did kind of.
Well, no, I figured I'd give a little review on it in a little bit.
Okay.
So there's a lot of great little tributes, and Adam Sandler and Andy Samberg did a short, which was a song, which was really good.
Oh yeah, I guess so too.
About break.
That's why
the
you break.
Yeah. And at the end they go, simply the best. Like, oh, that's what that song was.
I like Fallon and Sands, and then Fallon and Sands again.
Fallon and Sands again. And they broke a lot.
Yes, yeah.
Like every time.
That's literally why Jimmy was never in sketches, because he was just.
Also, the Wayne's World was terrific because Kanye West played along with it.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Kanye West played along with it. It was really good. It was enjoyable. The Celebrity Jeopardy also was fantastic. So.
Yeah, I did see that one.
That was good. It was just a lot of good callbacks, a lot of good. It was good feeling in your heart. You're like, wow, I missed that.
And there's an oversized hat.
And Turd Ferguson was oversized hat.
Let us know.
But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was good. We watched it. It was like about 2.5 hours on Hulu. They cut it into part one.
Oh, really?
Part one was an hour, and part two was an hour and a half. So if you want to go watch it on Hulu,
We will probably watch it.
yeah, there's a lot of good music things. Kanye West did "Jesus Walks," and then
I
switched
heard-
to a different song. It was amazing. It was amazing.
So, like the
Wow.
review thing I saw, people didn't like
I
it.
loved it. I loved the way he did it.
Jesus walks
First of all, I
in.
love that song, but the way he did it was really good. I enjoyed it. It was like at first you're like, what is he doing? And
That
like,
I like that
no,
song, but it lost
do it.
luster when I realized how Kanye West is. And I was
no, I'm
like,
alright with that. I love that song.
Are you sure you just don't think you're Jesus?
Kanye West is messed up, but he's a great writer and he's a great
No, I won't deny that at all.
rapper. I mean, he just is not good at social interaction.
At being the person, being a
Yeah,
human being.
exactly.
Sorry, Kanye, if you watch. He does watch. You're lucky.
Kanye, you're my boy. Don't worry about
Comments
it.
a
Don't
lot.
worry about him. I know you
Comments
like
a
white guys following you. So.
And he means literally following. He follows him around like a creep.
I have binoculars.
So, Matt, George R. R. Martin has gone on the record as saying,
This is on mine
next
too.
season
Damn it.
on Game of Thrones, they're killing off some people that are alive in the books.
Okay, so this is actually Sophia Turner and George R. R. Martin
Crazy.
both said something about this. About that, they both hinted that no one is really safe in Game of Thrones. Obviously, we know in our heart of hearts that
Jon
there's some
Snow is
people
safe.
Jon Snow is safe.
Come on.
Daenerys is safe.
Yeah, come on. Because those two are getting together someday, right?
I'd say
Am I
even
right?
Tyrion is safe.
Yeah.
I'd say even Tyrion is safe.
Yeah, come on, man.
But you never know what's going to happen with everybody else. You never know. I think this is going to be a big year
maybe
for
they'll,
Sansa.
maybe they'll bring the Blackfish in and kill him.
Here's my thing. I think Sansa's it's gonna be a big year for her, but then at the end of the season, I think she's gonna get killed. I think that
How would see? I was actually going to ask about this. How do you think she would? Would she like save somebody, or would she be dark Sansa at this point? And
I think she's gonna be dark
Down the
for a
bad
bit,
road.
and then she's gonna have like a redemption. That's how she'll die, is during the redemption type thing.
yeah.
Like basically how they do it on Walking
And then
Dead.
she'll be
Uh,
then she can transition easily to Jean Grey. See how it is.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Walking Dead, it's been amazing the last 2 episodes. It's been great.
I didn't watch the last one, but I watched the one before.
It's been great. I didn't like the person that died in the first.
They
Coming
kinda
back from
punked
mid
it.
season.
They
It
kinda punked
was
it.
lame, but
Or her.
I still thought it was a good episode. I liked how they did it, how they handled it, in a way. Anyway, I feel like he should have gone out differently, but I still liked how they handled it. And the last episode was really good too. It has a lot to do with Daryl, and there's a lot of cool stuff that happens in that episode too. So definitely watch it.
So, Matt, did you see that they have role play weapons out now? Toys, because this week's Toy Fair, obviously. So did you see that they have Michonne's katana as like a role play? It's like basically I think
a LARP
they're-
sword.
Yeah, I think they're selling kind of like a LARP thing because they also have Merle's knife hand
Awesome.
and Daryl's crossbow.
I would get Merle's knife hand
And
in a
the
second.
crossbow has like
If you get the
like a
crossbow,
foam
I'll
dart.
get Merle's knife hand with Merle and Daryl. We got it. Because you can definitely get the vest easily. The vest is like all over the place. Like the vest with the angel.
Like, Merle, what are you doing?
I'm like, Daryl, listen, you gotta listen to me.
Listen to me. I'm a really bad Merle impression.
That's one for my Merle impression, two for his. Okay.
No, mine's bad. I said it. I said bad in it. That's how you know it's bad.
I'm bad at Merle.
Chocolate
Chocolate-covered pretzel.
Merle. It's me, Daryl. And there's Carl.
Carl.
No, Carl.
Coral.
Not Carl. Carl.
There's a funny post I saw in the Chive that was called "Bad Dad Jokes is Told by Rick Grimes," and it's just like a picture.
Oh yeah, he keeps like, he got a sad face.
Coral. He's on Coral.
There's a shirt I think that the Chive did too, which is says something about coral on it. It's really funny. Coral. We got.
No, you're next. I just did Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Then because that was on my list
three
too.
things.
That was I actually had 4 things, and that was one of them. Jerk. So Bryan Singer is just put out on Instagram.
The singer.
He teased what Apocalypse might look like on his Instagram, and he said supposedly he had all these production concept art things done by Grant Major. Do you know who Grant Major is?
He's the father of Jake Minor.
He is the concept artist for the Lord of the Rings movies. He's Peter Jackson's concept artist.
Yes, usually like Weta. He works for Weta or something. Or did he work for Weta?
I don't know if he worked for it, but he works very closely with them.
Weta works Weta.
So basically, he's doing all the concept art for X-Men Apocalypse. And so he posted one cool thing. It was like it looked like an apocalypse type hand, and a little guy was like standing there, like kind of like he was crushing like the world type thing. And
So
supposedly there is more of this concept art to come out, and he's going to post on his Instagram at a later date. And he's going to maybe tease every once a week or something. I don't know, but I'm excited to see what he's going to look like. Supposedly they're going to be a little different. Because Apocalypse is kind of a hard costume to do because he's just this giant muscle dude with
he's a muscle bro. I mean,
he's a muscle bro, but he's also
wasn't he like a Liefeld?
He's got like the weird steampunk type pieces and the weird lips. And
he looks like
that.
Rob Liefeld drew basically. He's a big muscle bro with weird pouches and things.
Like the one picture they show, he looked like the Incredible Hulk, but in blue with weird steampunk pieces.
Except they could actually
somebody's doing
theoretically beat the crap out of the Incredible
Hulk.
Hulk.
A steampunk World War Hulk steampunk World War Hulk impression. That's basically what it was, but blue. So they're going to supposedly do him differently, and Oscar Isaac, I believe, is the one playing him in the X-Men movie. So obviously he is not a
also
muscle
in
bro.
Star Wars episode.
He's not a muscle bro. If you know what he looks like. So,
unless they give him a rubber suit. What?
I don't think he'll do that. So I'm hoping they go a more of an Egyptian type look with him.
Like an Egyptian magician?
Look, that's basically what he would be.
We got magic to do.
Exactly.
Just for
I
you.
got the magic in me. So it was cool, and Grant Major doing this is a big plus for me. I really like Grant Major's stuff, his production.
Yeah, I saw the concept art. It looked really cool.
Yeah.
I didn't get what it was, so I'm glad you did, because I just saw it quickly. I was working.
It looked like it was like a fist and little guy standing there. It was cool.
Who's the little guy though, man?
I don't know. I have no
It's a
clue.
little guy. It's a little.
I didn't see the little guy in enough detail, maybe, but it's either way, it's gonna be cool. I'm pretty excited about it. So,
Well, that's fun. So speaking of Marvel movies, man. Speaking of mutant movies,
don't think the only thing I
actually.
got. Okay.
Is it?
No, I don't think so.
People in
No,
the
no, you're not.
Gina. So there's more cast for the Deadpool movie.
Oh.
One of the people in the Deadpool movie that is definitely cast is Gina Carano, who's the former MMA fighter. She's been in the Fast movies. Now she's going to be appearing as a
Gina
warlock.
Carano, actually. I think Gina Carano's awesome.
Then you give her a push. She's she's basically the female Rock. She's like this
I think so. Yeah,
tough,
I agree.
tough, super sexy person.
She's good looking. She's extremely tough. She's really good at martial arts.
And she's a decent actress too.
She's almost like a Jason Statham female type character.
Yeah, definitely. You know? I would agree with that. She's cast as a Warlock Angel Dust.
Angel does. So she does PCP. Or she is PCB.
She possibly, the Morlocks are weird
Do you know
characters.
who Morlock Power?
Yeah, I actually don't know many of the Morlocks, so. But I think that's fun. And
is she a villain? I believe Angel Dust is a villain in.
Well, the Morlocks are technically ambiguous.
They're like an anti-hero.
Yeah, they're jerks for the most part.
Well, it's tough because
they've been forced underground.
Deadpool's
so
an anti-hero too, so
Well, also the
it's
Morlocks
tough.
are known as they're mutants that look weird, so they're forced underground. Because they can't blend in with humans. So are they gonna make Gina Carano look weird, or is she just gonna be her hot self, or I don't know. Also, there's a rumor, well, not rumor, but from the same source that said Gina Carano was gonna be in the movie Angel Dust. They said that Colossus will appear somewhere in the Deadpool movie.
Why?
Why not?
I'm gonna have to look that up to see if like there's a wiki that tells me why Deadpool and
And
Colossus
will they
know
use
each other.
will they use the Colossus that was in Days of Future Past? Who knows? Why not?
It'd be fun. Might as well give him some work, you know. Guy's got to eat, and he's super buff, so yeah. There's another thing I read about the Deadpool thing. They put out the casting list, the supposed casting list for Deadpool, and they put names. Obviously, the names that they put on any casting list are not the real. They're not necessarily the real names. They had Ridge, who's any ethnicity, early 30s to 50s, big, muscular, dangerous, violent, vain, insecure, and more.
More. I like that.
More than a bit of a dick, but with a sense of humor. He's not a psychopath. He's practical but morally neutral. He doesn't enjoy torturing people. He just doesn't care.
It's Cable.
He just doesn't care.
So they're talking about Cable.
Could be. His name's Ridge, though.
Cable.
Role requires 3 sequel options. So basically, there's 3 sequel options for all these people.
So it's probably Cable then.
Maybe.
Deadpool and Cable have a long partnership.
So
that would make sense.
Cable could be in this. There's another person named
I'd be down for
Lindsay.
that.
There's a person named Simon, Shirley, Kathy, Karen, and Albert.
I want to be Kathy.
Karen is serious, big, tough. That's all it says.
No, that's probably Gina Carano.
They're serious, big, tough. That's all.
She's serious, big, and tough. She's pretty tall. She's like 5'10".
There's a couple people that are in there, like older type people, early 40s and 50s.
Well, they're probably the suits,
big,
the bad,
muscular, dangerous.
Like I said, that sounds a lot like him.
I thought that was another guy. This was Albert. Any ethnicity, early 30s to early. Actually, that's almost the same description as the top one. Big, muscular, dangerous.
Well, they're probably saying that because they wanted, they will.
Sorry, sir, you're big and muscular, but you don't look dangerous to me. So
really?
Oh man, no. I'll go back to weightlifting.
And it's the guy that plays the mountain.
That guy is a monster.
He breaks Viking lifting record.
He lifted a 1,300-pound log. And he walked 5 steps with it.
That tracks.
He walked 5 steps with a 1,300
and then put it down with
log.
one hand. I'm done with that one. It's 5 steps. It's good.
By the way, the record was 3 steps, so he beat it by 2 extra steps.
He's like, I can do a couple more of these. If you have another log, this is the only one you... Okay.
I've never seen that person as
but it said he doesn't speak
that
that well.
Like even as large as he's Norwegian, I believe.
He is a Viking.
He's gigantic.
He played a guy called the Mountain.
I can't wait to see more of these Deadpool things. I want to hear more.
Not the first person to play a guy called the Mountain on the show.
Yeah, and that guy was not as even close to being.
They just forced respect.
He was a tall guy. No, he was a tall guy though, but he wasn't that. No. He was not that.
He was a monster. And spoilers.
Oh, I got one more spoiler.
I actually only have one more. So Matt, because I write down a bunch of stuff for each thing. So Preacher's pilot
is the son of a preacher
is
man,
done, and people have read it, and they say, including where I got it from the Nerdist News. Jessica Chobot says that it is pretty awesome.
Chobot's cool with it. Okay,
yeah, and
Chobot likes it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's got good taste. She's got nerd credit at this point. So basically, Preacher. The story of Preacher is he's a man that is possessed by a demon angel hybrid, goes crazy, kills his church, then goes on like this soul searching mission. He gets joined up by wacky sidekicks and things. Like his crazy murderer ex-girlfriend joins him, and there's a guy named Arseface.
Wasn't Ryan Reynolds attached to this, or who? I'm trying to think of who it was.
No. Ryan Reynolds is doing other things.
I'm trying to think who it was. Like somebody. It was like somebody Ryan Reynolds asked maybe that was attached to this.
Ryan Gosling.
I don't know.
He's like, oh wait, this one for our lives.
I'm trying to think who it was.
Damn it, girl.
But
I'm not a girl.
But there's already a lead attached to this. Maybe it was Chris Pratt. I think it was Chris Pratt that was attached to this.
I watched that. But it's an AMC thing, so Chris Pratt's
Pratt.
Yeah. He's like, wait, fat stacks of cash for 6 months of work, and then I can do whatever I want. Okay, see you.
Speaking of Chris Pratt, by the way, he has a third Lego minifig.
What minifig?
Okay, so Emmett,
So
obviously Emmett, and then
everything is awesome.
and then Star-Lord after that.
Star-Lord.
And now there's a third minifig for the Jurassic Park,
What?
Jurassic World set.
Jurassic World.
It's coming out. And where he's whatever his character's name is.
Jurassic World.
The guy who I already said Jurassic World.
Mm.
I said it at the end.
Jurassic World.
Okay, but
Jurassic Universe, and it was like space dinosaurs.
there might as well be at this point.
We built one in
It's
space.
garbage. Why did we put them in space and give them air to breathe?
That was almost a Christoph Waltz impression. You should just have gone.
We
full
put
Christoph.
one in space and
I am the China
we
Park in
breathe the
space.
air.
It's great.
Um,
One from Miguel.
I could do a Christoph Waltz impression every time.
That's why I was glad he came on Celebrity Jeopardy too. Even though he was probably the weakest impression.
He
on
still
it.
was good though.
He was still good.
I'm good with it.
Daryl Hannah looked like he was confused, which was great too. He was just like, "I'm playing Sean Connery." He's like, "Rah."
He looked like he's been
so Aspergery. Like, he's just so Aspergery. It's hilarious. But yeah, so this is a property that is very beloved, and they said it's gonna.
I'm gonna look more into it.
They said from the pilot though, it seems like it may depart from the comic because first, just not. I guess it's. I don't know if this is a spoiler or anything, because I haven't read the comic, but this is how they described it. Like in the comic, he kills his congregation, and in the pilot of the episode, his congregation is still alive. So they don't know if that's like. If maybe it's like a slow burn for that, or if it's like maybe he's gonna solve their problems before he moves on or something, or
so it's gonna be My Name Is Earl for the first season, then he's gonna kill.
Yeah, that's. But they said it looked really good. They said that they liked it and they liked the departure, and they said that the pilot that they read or saw or whatever, part of it was about Preacher himself, and then part of it was about the angel demon guy that possesses him. And like him trying to possess other people at first, and like failing horribly, so like exploding people and like just not working. And I think that sounds kind of funny. And plus, it's Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg who are hit and miss, granted, but I have a lot more hits than misses in my opinion.
Okay, I'm alright with it. I want to see it. And they're only producing; they're not like writing it or something.
Well, it's for AMC too, and
they're
AMC
producing it.
They're just producing it.
Yeah.
No. They wrote the pilot.
Oh, did they write it? Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So
I'm still gonna
that.
watch it.
Yeah.
I'm all right with that. I like those two writing together for the most part. Even if it's not a miss, I still usually like it. So,
as long as James Franco's not Preacher, I'm cool with it. Okay, you heard it. I love you, James
I'm
Franco.
Preacher, man.
It's great. You get work.
I'm almost as high as Doug Benson.
And Doug Benson's like, no, you're not. So you can't be this high.
Robert Downey Jr., Tony Stark himself, has hinted that there's going to be a personality shift leading up to Civil War in the Age of Ultron.
I'm going to make sure this is wrong.
In the Age of Ultron.
Still running.
He's so nervous about it.
That's annoying.
He's making sure. I think he was just kind of hinting that.
I hope they invert him. I hope they axis him. Axis Tony Stark right now is a great character in the comics because he's such
the superior one.
Superior Iron Man. Superior Iron Man. If you're not reading the comic, it is definitely worth it because they've basically what happened is this thing called Axis happened. It turned all the heroes into villains and the villains into heroes. Some of them, though, including Iron Man, didn't get turned back because Iron Man knew that it would turn him back. He's like, I don't want to go back to being that guy. He's a schlub.
He's like, I'm going to be a dick.
Yeah. He's like, I would rather do what I'm doing. I'm making hand over fist money. I don't care about people. I can drink all I want. I can do whatever the heck I want. And he even like his mess.
Pepper all right with that?
No, she left him money. But he he even reprogrammed Daredevil's brain, like made him forget a bunch of stuff. Like, because Daredevil kept trying to stop him. So he, like, caught Daredevil. First he gave him his sight back and was like, oh, you can have your sight back if you just stop trying to kill me. Or you stop trying to arrest me. And he's like, no, I'm not going to do that. And
it's like, okay, turn that off.
Yeah, and so he's okay, I'll just take a part of your brain out then. Screw you. Get out of here. And, like, it's insane because it's his comic and he's definitely the villain. Like, fully the villain in the comic. And it's a great read so far.
Well, he's hinting that in the Civil War, he was kind of an anti-hero almost in the Civil War.
Because he took the hard line to say that everyone should get registered.
Yeah,
and
which obviously, as a reader, you're like, no, they're superheroes. You want them to have a secret identity. There's like no one. It's like the Republican version of
Well, yeah,
of the whole
that's the thing, and they kind of played the hard line, like he's the industrialist, he's the man kind of thing, and then they played like Captain America, like he's like a libertarian basically, where he's like
Sure.
I believe in truth and justice, but I don't believe that we should have to compromise our lives.
It's funny because he's the one. Everybody pretty much knew he was Steve Rogers, but he was like kind of the champion for the heroes that had a secret identity. But basically, he's saying that in the Age of Ultron, which kind of makes sense to the whole Ultron line, if you think about how they could deal with it, where he is like almost not as remorseful about making Ultron, which it seems like.
Well, he made all the Ultron bots first before Ultron actually came into existence.
I just realized there's something else I've read on here, but we'll keep going.
That'll be the last thing.
That'll be the last thing. So yeah, I'm interested. I'm really interested to see, because I think Robert Downey Jr. is great at playing Tony Stark. He is great at it. Like he's a great actor in general, but he's great.
They actually changed, when he first started playing Tony Stark, they actually changed slightly the way Tony Stark was portrayed in the comic because of him, because of the way he played him.
I think he's great at it.
It's true. Like if you read stuff before he played Tony Stark, like there was definitely those Starkisms that Robert Downey Jr. already portrays, but like they changed his character slightly to be like a little more sarcastic, a little more witty in that kind of regard. He wasn't just as like whimsically dickish, where he'd be like, don't worry, I crashed that car, but I got 3 more, like that he's always been that way, but then there's just like stuff that was a little more sharp in the wit that they added after Robert Downey Jr. started playing the character, at least that I noticed.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. And I want to see more. Bring me more.
Well, feed me more, is that what you're saying, man?
I'm saying feed me more. Somebody's been playing WWE 2K15.
I beat the crap out of Ryback a bunch of times.
I was thinking more of bring me your finest meats and cheeses, but
although I did that move to John Cena as Ryback, which was fun too.
Shell Shock is fun. So the Lego set for Ant-Man there's been pictures that have been out, and it teases something big. This is kind of could be a spoiler. So, but it's for Ant-Man, and you might not even care about that.
Flame Toy Fair
is from Toy Fair, yeah. So Michael Douglas plays Hank Pym. And
he does play Hank Pym.
In one of the sets,
this is my Michael Douglas.
Hank Pym has an Ant-Man suit, and they're like,
what?
So basically, they're thinking
Hank Pym is Ant-Man.
It looks like in the set that he is the antagonist of the set, that he is the bad guy.
What about Yellow Jacket?
Yellow Jacket is in the set, I believe, and is also a bad guy, but it kind of looks like Hank Pym might be a bad guy too. Or maybe he's like some kind of anti-hero in the middle, but it looks like they're kind of like there's a triple threat match going on.
Maybe Paul Rudd's
but I want to see
doesn't like going down
old ass Michael Douglas.
Now I'm gonna get you.
He's like, this dude is keeping everything in,
literally,
or just falls out like opium.
Bones, it's mostly bones. I'm very sick still.
He was on SNL 40th anniversary, just like he did like a little bit from the crowd type thing, because the crowd was basically like it was like an award ceremony. Yeah. And so, like, every time I pan the crowd, you see someone...
Sarah Palin was sitting next to Taylor Swift, and whoever did that is the funniest person ever. That was amazing. There's a picture of Taylor Swift, like just sitting next to Sarah Palin. She's like...
Taylor Swift was...
Did she know who she was?
She was by far the worst person in the Californians, by the way. But,
that's not saying much.
They brought a couple people in, but I was like...
She's a hot alien, though.
Yeah. She's a very hot alien, though. Yeah, so they're kind of teased. First of all, they teased that he'd be in the suit, in some kind of Ant-Man suit.
Yeah, they have a Lego minifig.
Yeah. But, I mean, usually when they are pretty close to the story when they make those things. Yeah. So...
Which, by the way, like, the guy that gets to read the Lego, the script when they're doing Lego is like, I'm designing a Lego, can I just read your script real quick? Like, for Ant-Man? Like, awesome.
I know the whole story.
I want that job.
And I made Legos about it.
It's so I can make this cool ant cruiser for you. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I think he was like on like some kind of flying ant machine thing. It was
of course,
cool.
Of course.
Yeah. I'm ready for it. Let's do it. I'm ready for Ant-Man. I'm ready for all
I
these.
Paul Rudd as a hero.
I do too.
I think it's going to be fun.
As like a funny hero, I think he can do it. I think he pulled it off. I'm ready to see it.
Well, I mean, Chris Pratt did an awesome, like, very humorous take on Star-Lord. So I think that it'll be fun to see Paul Rudd in that kind of role. And hopefully they don't make him too glib, which they haven't really had that problem with Marvel, where they make like someone just too, a certain way. They usually write them pretty well, so it's exciting to see that.
Pratt.
I don't know. You want to marry Chris Pratt?
Stay classy, guys. Thanks for coming. 104.
Wait, what about 50 Shades of Grey?
Oh, you want?
Review.
Oh,
This is the last thing. You gotta do it now. 50
All
Shades.
right,
This is
50
what
Shades of Grey.
my wife wrote this on a piece of paper, by the way. 50 Shades of Grey.
Because he went to go see it.
drink. Okay, so I brought my wife to see this. By the way, we get to the movie theater. The most infuriating thing of all time, right here. We get to the theater and she's like, "Well, you wanted to see this anyway." I was like, and then the Kill Bill song played, man. And like, honey, The Kingsman came out this weekend.
And bombed.
A much better movie. By the way, much better movie. I've heard from everyone that I've talked to about it.
I actually talked to one person and she said she hated it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I've talked to several people now that have
And
wanted
she
to
actually
see
read
this
the book,
and
too,
said
which is
it
weird.
was terrific. They said it was a terrific, fun, like, just campy enough to, good movie. Lots of explosions, just fun. Like, if Michael Bay actually knew how to write a movie.
And he went to come for flipping around and shooting a gun.
Yeah, it was cool. But I'm like, are you serious right now? That I'm like, I brought this for Valentine's Day for you.
So I could get some, but you didn't say that.
And she's like, well, we could have gone and see something else. And I'm like, and I did this face. I was like, get in the movie.
Now we're gonna watch it twice.
Can you just as one?
If you don't like this, I'm gonna kill you. That's what I thought in my
Saw a
head.
snake here.
But I didn't do that. So we went to watch the movie. Now, this movie stars Jamie Dorner. If you haven't heard of him, I don't even know.
Dornan? Is it Dornan?
Dornan? I don't know. What movie is he in?
He was in.
I think in Natalie.
He played in. He was in Once Upon a Time. He played he played the sheriff of Nottingham.
Did he really?
I don't know because I read it today. I only know because I read it today.
Okay. And then
For the
Dakota
record.
Johnson, who is the daughter of Don Johnson.
Don Johnson
And Melanie Griffith, and has done nothing else.
And I don't think it's that attractive, honestly.
In the movie, we'll get to that. Okay, we're not there yet. If we're doing this review,
Wait for it.
If we're doing this
Keep going.
review
Keep
correct.
going. Keep going.
If we're doing this
Gotta
review
do quick.
correct.
Quick review.
Okay.
Quick review. Because I don't know anything about this.
Okay, so basically the gist of the story is this girl is sent to interview this billionaire Jamie Dornan, or
Mr. Gray. Christian Gray.
Christian Gray.
Why do I know that?
She's interviewing. I know Christian Grey, but I'm saying I'm trying to say the actual actor's name. So he plays Christian Grey. He's the main character. So she goes to interview him. She actually is a substitute to interview him. Like her roommate was supposed to do it, and she has to do it because her roommate's sick. So this guy is like,
Wait, so if you have to interview someone and then you get sick, your roommate does
so
it?
like yeah, and her roommate is not a journalism major. She's like an English major. It doesn't make any sense. But okay, we're gonna keep going. I was like, I'm gonna put that away, and we're gonna keep going with the movie. That's what I did. So she goes and interviews him, and like her nipples like boom, like that's like the first thing she does, and he's like, yeah. So that's basically what happens. So then basically and he goes like that.
He just pulls out like some chains.
No, so then they get into this like
Yeah, I'm waiting for
tumultuous-
Lego 50 Shades
They
of
get this
Grey.
like tumultuous spiral relationship, where he's like,
dominating.
but it's not he. She wants like to fall in love with him, but he wants to like
Do stuff with her butt.